Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of how I do my dry pedicures. I'll be doing it today on myself. I also will be showing you guys how to add an acrylic tip on the corner of the toe because I like for my toes to be squared. So today I'll be using my Gel Light, gel nail polish of course, cuticle oil, and also this chrome right here, and the Boho stamp along with my file and my buffer. And here are my implements. I have my cuticle pusher, my nipper, and my fingernail clippers. So to disinfect my implements, I'll be using Barbicide. This is always a very important step because you always want to wash off any germs or anything that was on there from your last client. So I just fill it a little bit. You really don't need a lot. It goes a long way. Here I'm just showing you to make sure on your natural nails you use the softer side of the file, and I'm just going to be filing my nails to make sure they're squared. And for my pinky toe, since I don't have the small nail, I just cut it because it's hard to get under there with the file. And voila! Continuing with the preparation of the nail, I'm going to be pushing my cuticles back. You want to make sure your cuticle pusher isn't too far up because then you'll push over the cuticle and you might damage the live tissue. And now I'm just going to go ahead and file my nail just to smooth it out. The reason I do this is because I don't have the cuticle remover, so this will just file off any cuticle I have on my nail, and I just prefer it this way. I don't do too much because I don't want to thin out my nail. So now I'm going to go in with my nipper. If you guys want another video on this on how to cut cuticles, I'll be more than happy to help you guys with that when I get better at getting all of the cuticle. Usually I do, but I still want to perfect it. I don't have the same heart attacks I used to have while doing it, so that's a plus. So now I can really work on getting all of the cuticle. So when I get perfect, expect a video on that. And here I'm just showing you guys how I don't really have any cuticles on my other nails, so I'm just going to leave those alone. Okay, now I'm going to just smooth out everything with this buffer to make sure the application of the gel polish is seamless. Don't forget to clean under the nail to get out any dirt. And also I go underneath the cuticle and just slide out any dirt that might have gotten stuck in there from buffing and filing. And now that I'm done with my left foot, I'm going to go over to my right foot and I'm going to show you guys how I add the acrylic. So I'm going to go ahead and just do the same steps you saw before with the other foot. So here I'm not going to buff because I want to make sure the acrylic has ridges to sink into and make sure it doesn't end up lifting. Okay, so I got this from school. It's just some monomer. It's almost done anyway, but I'm sure I can get better monomer. Like if I did acrylic nails, this would not be recommended. Just throwing that out there. And here's my brush. I mean, I brought that brush when I was into acrylic, but it's really not that great. And also here's some acrylic powder. I do use this for my dip nails. Here's my dip primer. It's not really for acrylic with monomer and all that, but hey, it gets the job done. And now I'm going in with a small bead of acrylic. Honestly, I should have used a smaller bead, but hey, you gotta work with what you got. And I'm just gonna place it down. I know this isn't like a pro, someone who does acrylic all the time, but you know, I had to do extra filing because I put too much of a big bead. And if something like that happens, just push it back in place. You know, you want to make sure you're moving fast because it does dry really quick. And here it is after it dried. To make sure it's dry, I always hit it with my cuticle pusher and just make sure I hear it sound to make me know it's dry. And I'm just going to go ahead and file it into the shape I want it and make sure it's flat on my natural nail. Keep in mind when you do add this to the corner of your toe or even put a whole acrylic nail on your toe or even an overlay, it can be dangerous if you hit it on something because it can crack your nail and cause you to lose that nail. So if you're going to do something like this, please make sure you're extra careful with your toes and not hit them into anything. I know no one does that intentionally, but just make sure you're extra careful. So here it is after I'm done filing. I always like to test it since it's clear. Just rub your hand across it and make sure it's no bump. So see, I have a little bump there, so I'm going to continue to file till it's completely smooth because that will create lifting if you leave it like that. Okay, and when I do apply the gel polish, I always have a brush and acetone. I would recommend you either using alcohol instead of acetone because it can push the polish off the nail. If you try it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Now I'm just applying base coat. I use a little bit so it doesn't flood the cuticle area. And here's the nail polish I'm using. I actually really love this nail polish brand, so you guys should try it out. It paints on really good. So here's the boho stamp. I thought I was going to be using that sun looking one, but I ended up changing my mind. So I used this flower looking one type of thing with a circle around it. And I'm going to go ahead and make the print blue. It doesn't really matter since I'm putting the chrome over it, so whichever one. And like I said, I didn't end up using this one, so I just wanted to make sure you guys see how I apply it. So yeah, I put a lot on the top just to make sure it filled in everywhere, and then I hold it slightly parallel, but not 100%, a little lifted over the stamps, and I pull the card across it. And then that's how you're gonna apply the stamp. And here's the chrome. So now I just use my finger. You can really use whatever you want to apply it, just nothing wet or anything like that. But I find my finger works just fine. So here I was kind of scared. I was like, whoa, did I really mess this thing up? But then when I wiped it with my alcohol pad, I made it a little damp and I wiped over it and it worked out. So now I'm gonna seal it in with clear nail polish, and I have the non-wipe. Also, I'm super annoyed, but that toe, that footage, I don't know where it went, but basically you just use top coat and you sprinkles over it and then cure it while it's wet, and then once you cure it, it's stuck there. And then I put my cuticle oil. You know, I know my foot was ashy the entire time, but now we're moving on to bigger and better things. So yeah, here's the finished product. I didn't show you guys how I scrubbed the bottom of my foot or anything like that. If you would like a more detailed dry pedicure, just let me know in the comments. But yeah, those are my toesies. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on your way out, and turn on my post notifications so you guys can see the next time I post a video. See you guys in the next one. Bye!